Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another SC2 Noob School commentary. This is going to be a game that was actually taken from MLG Dallas, the MLG Dallas Finals I should say, a tournament which I was lucky enough to attend living in the DFW area, and let me tell you, it was a ridiculous blast. So much fun just being in a crowd environment, the energy of all the StarCraft fans out there watching the games, getting excited about the games. Really inspiring, and if any of you are StarCraft watchers, anytime you have a chance to go to a LAN event, you have to do it. It is so much fun. Can't recommend it enough. So this was actually from, I believe this was like somewhere in the late rounds of the loser bracket on day 3. We have Liquid Tyler in the left position as the red Protoss, and in the top position Liquid Ret as the blue Zerg. So this was deep in the tournament. Both players already taken out a lot of other very good players. I think Rhett ended up taking like 7th place, and Tyler was like 4th or 5th. I don't remember exactly which, but obviously both of them playing very well, both from Team Liquid. Alright, so what do we have here? Close positions. This is the short rush distance positions on Lost Temple. You see the distance between each of your main entrances is not very long. So this can make for a lot shorter games because you can just be a little more aggressive, be able to reinforce more quickly, and do a lot of damage early in the game. So we can see Liquid Tyler is going for a pretty ordinary looking build, getting his gateway, his gas, going to be a cyber core coming up right after this gateway, I am sure. And Liquid Ret doing something reasonably standard as well. I'm not sure exactly the timing on this pool, but you know, within ordinary Zerg expectations. And Liquid Tyler throwing down the pylon to block this expansion. A really effective way to block the expansion. And really, you know, it's not that much of an investment. 100 minerals, the pylon's going to last for a while. You can even choose to cancel this pylon if you want. Maybe force the Zerg to pull some drones or put some Zerglings on it. And you can see here, Rhett has in production 4 Zerglings. That's probably more Zerglings than he would have made typically. In that, he typically would have made probably only 1 set of Zerglings to get rid of this probe, but because of this pylon, he's forced to make 2. Small, marginal seeming advantages turn much bigger the higher level of play you are, and this is Rhett and Tyler we're talking about here. Both these players have had their own time in Korea to play on a professional gaming team, so obviously these two are at the top of the competition. So like I was saying, obviously a cybernetics core coming down and researching warp gate, chrono boosting it out as much as possible, and you can see he actually did save up a good bit of this chrono boost. He probably had 75 chrono boosts by the time cybernetics core was up, so he is definitely intent on getting this warp gate research out as fast as possible. Also an interesting decision by Tyler. Usually you tend to see a stalker come out of the gateway first, but he instead goes for a sentry. An interesting choice. Really, I think what this relies on is basically Tyler just saying he is confident that he can throw down a perfect force field whenever he needs to, because you can be in dire straits if you miss some of those force fields. And actually getting 2 sentries. What this is possibly going to lead to is maybe an expansion coming out here. Generally, the more force fields you have, the more you can control your expansion, and you can see he's saving up minerals. There's definitely going to be an expansion coming down here pretty soon. And Rhett poking in an Overlord just to see what's going on. Meanwhile, in the Rhett base, a Roach Warren is down and 2 Roaches are in production. On the units tab, he has got 8 Zerglings already made, and a couple more Roaches coming out. He's going to be able to do a little bit of pressure here. Running in, darting in with those Lings. He can see the 2 sentries. He knows he's not going to be able to do too much damage. Sentries do actually a reasonably good amount of damage to Zerglings, plus they can just zone the Zerglings so well and let the Zealots completely tear them apart. Although Tyler's getting a little overly ambitious. Oh, nice force field right at the ramp. Just in time. That was a beautiful force field. The Zerglings easily could have just run in and absolutely wreaked havoc on that probe line, but Great force field by Tyler. That was actually really amazing. A little bit of a mistake to pull out as much as he did with these forces and let the Zerglings do that run by. And here they go again, going for another run by. Is Tyler going to react to it quickly enough? Another amazing force field. Wow, this just goes to show the power of single sentries in being able to protect your base. That is actually really amazing. Although Rhett here now has a substantial force of roaches. He's been building up those roaches, and in production he's got more and more Zerglings pouring out of these bases. He had 2 queens very early on his hatchery, so he's going for a lot of pressure here. He sees the expansion with the Scouting Overlord, going in with the roaches. Nice force fields going down, blocking off all of those Zerglings. Oh man, those were huge force fields for Liquid Tyler. Another set of force fields going down. Just imagine if all those Zerglings had been able to get in and beat on those sentries and stalkers that entire battle. This would have been a very, very different battle. But Rhett able to reinforce, constantly reinforcing. He's got 20 more Zerglings in production. I don't see any way Tyler's going to be able to hold this off. He's only got 1, 2, 3 warp gates. He's desperately chrono boosting, trying to get as many units as he can. But Rhett is able to reinforce so well. He's got to get some more sentries out to be able to zone these Zerglings more, get more nice force fields like that down. But these Zerglings are just continuing to pour in. Rhett has 8 more in production, constantly rallying to the front. This looks like this is going to be the end of the game for Tyler. This is just too many forces. I mean, Rhett's got 20 more Zerglings in production. This is absolutely going to be over soon. Wow, that was actually really amazing on Rhett's part. He saw the weakness in Tyler's play. Despite some actually really nice force fields by Tyler, Rhett was just able to abuse those roaches and Zergling run-bys to force the GG by Tyler. Wow, epic game. I'm actually about to cast the next one. So stay tuned for game 2.